Okay. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Ugly Mugs Facebook page. Today, we're going to talk to Jeremy Lee from over Lee's Menswear. And the reason I'm talking to Jeremy today is often in our meetings, we're always discussing customer service and the difference between going for what is the preconceived initial customer service and what is a long-term play. What is something that you do that builds a relationship versus builds to immediate transaction. And in my mind, Jerry Lee and Jeremy come up all the time because there's a place where I go and some place that I'm comfortable because I know every time I go there, I'm taken care of and they go the extra mile. So I invited them in here today to talk a little bit about customer service, some of the things they do, the reasons they do that, they do them. And so anyway, without further ado, this is Jeremy. Welcome, and appreciate you taking the time to chat with us today.
Absolutely.
So off the bat, one of the things that I think stands out about your business and other businesses that do things well in customer service is they're able to compete with a lot of the larger box stores, come and go. Because you all have been in business now. How long have you been in business now?
42 years.
42 years. So that is, you can't do that and not do something right for the customer. So if you talk to me a little bit about maybe philosophically what you guys think or how you approach customer service.
Well, you're being very kind by saying we're competing with the bigger stores, because I don't know that that's actually, I don't know if we're even on their radar per se, but I think in this market, I think we do a pretty nice job of taking care of our customers. And I guess the main way we do that is through relationship building. And when a customer comes in, they obviously have a need or a desire. So they either want something or they need something for a particular event. And when they walk through the door, you know that. And from there, we just simply ask them questions and try to identify their need or their want. And and once we do that, then it's all about just filling that need. If we have if we can fill that need with our merchandise mix, then we do. And if not, we tell them where they can go to get that. And, all with offering suggestions and everything, but we don't ever try to oversell. And I think that's the key, that if you stick to fulfilling a need, you can, it doesn't feel like a predatory type relationship. And I think that's the main thing, is we want to be our customers are our friends, and our friends are our customers, and we take care of them. And it's so overused in advertising and everything, that service is so important. But when you really focus on providing a service and trying to fill their need, then everything else just takes care of itself. So, like I said earlier, we want to take care of a customer for a long time. So we want to build a relationship and dress them, sell them clothes for 10 or 20 years. And a lot of our customers have been customers for 10, 20, 30, 40 years. So it's a compliment to us. Two things that are really a great compliment are they keep coming back, because that means that we're treating them right. And then secondly, when they bring someone to us. So like when a father brings a son, that's like the ultimate compliment to us. When a friend brings another friend, I say, hey, come check out this place. Come meet my guys over here. So it's all about the relationship, and you can't fake that. It has to be genuine. And anytime you've been in a situation where someone is really trying to sell you really hard, or I'll speak for myself, not for you, Dan, but you get that icky feeling where it's like, this guy's just on me, and that is the last thing we ever want to do. So our main goal is to make the customer feel at home, and just kind of try to establish a need. We've been fortunate to have a good business where we don't have to be super aggressive. Because I think being super aggressive in sales is counterintuitive to what you're trying to do. And as soon as they realize that this wants to sell me as much as he can and get me out of here, then you're done. You don't even need, if that's your angle, you don't even need to be in sales.
Yeah.
No,
you're hitting on something that I think is a great point, and that in this day and age, the hard sale aspect, there's just too many different options out there. And if somebody feels put off by the process, they're gonna go. And the other thing I think to note that I think was very interesting about what you just said is that it's building the relationship comes from authenticity. So in other words, for a transaction to occur, for somebody to buy something from you, whether it's now or later, there has to be a level of trust there. Somebody, unless they're under duress, they're not going to buy something from you unless they trust you, right? And how we build trust is you're not going to trust somebody if they're not authentic. And that was kind of why, I mean, maybe what you were alluding to is that I'm salesy, I'm pitching you something. So I'm not really meaning that all the nice things I'm saying about you. I'm just trying to get you to buy something.
Correct.
We as people can sniff that out. We can get that in authenticity. And that's one of the reasons I like coming into your stores. Every time I'm there, I feel genuinely welcomed. And I know that I'm going to get recommendations on things. And I also feel the comfort of saying, no, I don't really want that, and not feeling like anything's being pushed on me. So that is something I think is crucial in customer service and working with people, is understanding what they want from their point of view, and not so much what you want to push as a sale item at that day.
Right. Yeah, I think so. And another important thing is, or something we try to do, and it really kind of just comes naturally. I don't know. My dad and I both kind of have a knack for remembering names and faces. Once I write your name down, pretty much we're going to remember it. So when people come in the store, if you can greet them with their name and they realize that you remember them, it's huge. That is
absolutely.
Really many places. There are few places, and I'm not tooting our horn, but there are very few places in the city or anywhere that you can walk in and they actually remember you. So think about when you go to a restaurant that you go, we go to Sombreros probably once a week. Yeah. They know us there. Right. A few of them do. And there's a connection. That is the relationship of, hey man, how you been? There's a particular waiter over there who's maybe a manager. He's the best at it, and he remembers you, and everybody whether you believe it or not, they want to hear their name. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. No, you're 100%.
How are you doing today? That's how we greet you when you come in. What can we do for you? And it just breaks down barriers automatically. And we're not doing it again, I'm not doing any of this in a way to try to sell more stuff. It's we're just friends with all our customers, and that's how it goes. No,
again, you hit the point.
Then they may not come back, and that's okay too.
Yeah. You're hitting the nail on the head. Is that if you're not authentic in it, it doesn't work. So if you try to fake it anyway, it's still not going to work. That reminds me, one of the things that we've talked about, I think it was the Ritz-Carlton practices, when you mentioned the names, that they have a system and process where the person at the door gets their name and then tells them on a mic to the front desk. So by the time they walk to the front desk person, hey, good afternoon, Mr. Jones. Thank you for so much for coming in. Just that small amount of encounter, I believe that's Ritz-Carlton that does that.
Huge.
It makes a huge impact and sets the tone for the entire stay and this entire experience.
Definitely.
So yeah, absolutely, I agree with you 100%. Name, it helps. We all like to hear a name when we come in.
Yeah, well, I mean, just that you're recognized for having been in before, and I think it's we don't remember everybody's name, of course, but once we get to know them, and it's pretty automatic. But still, there's places that I've been a lot of times, and there's just no recognition. It's like, I was in the other day. Do you remember when there's nothing there? So
right.
I think it's if you're going to be in sales, I think it's priceless. I mean, to be able to do that.
Absolutely. By taking that moment, and a couple other little things that we discussed the other day is getting to know your customer. There's so much information that's available. Just getting to know through conversation that if they happen to like the Dodgers or they happen to have that sort of thing, just having that kind of thing where you remember that goes a long way. And it's not a trick thing. You're genuinely taking interest in the person, and I think fake, because if you're faking that, or you're doing it just for the intent of keeping a client or keeping a customer, people see right through it. So if you
Right.
genuinely care, people know.
Well, we have a slight advantage in that because we don't have a high traffic business. You know, if we see 5 to 10 people a day, you can remember that. You can, you remember conversations, you remember asking about their kids and because you want to know. So we remember things. If you're seeing 150 people a day, it's not going to be possible. If you're in a store or a setting where you're working at like Lowe's or Home Depot or you're not, it's going to be really hard to do unless you're seeing those people quite frequently. But here we see a lot of the same people, and there's not that many a day, so it's easier to do. And we don't practice it and stuff. We just kind of have a knack for it, and I really do care about my customers. I mean, they're, like I said, our friends are our customers, and our customers are our friends, and it's just part of life. It's just relationships.
Yeah, I think that's what it boils down to, is a relationship. That is life in general. It's like relationships. Well, Jeremy, I don't want to take too much more of your time. Is there any other kind of suggestions or tips or pointers that you feel like that you practice on a daily basis that would be helpful to other folks in business that are working through and learning how to generate or work in their customers or help them?
I tell you, it's a pretty simple recipe. And I mean, I think that if they can do those things and just make someone feel, just treat people like they want to be treated. And that when you, either in business or in life or whatever, it's getting so much less personal. Everything is less personal. And, with technology and everything, we're just getting so much more detached from any kind of social interaction. Yeah. It's you really have to practice it. And like with my kids and all, I always try to tell them, hey, go talk to, they'll see someone from school and not even say anything, and I'm like, why would you do that? Just go tell them hello. And it's awkward and all that. But I'm trying to break them from that, because us as a society, it's become, you don't want to look anybody in the eye. You don't want to speak to anybody. You would want to minimize contact. So if they want to buy certain goods on the internet, they can do that. But they really have to come to us wanting interaction. Yep. And a lot, we don't do much on the internet. I'm not against it. I mean, we don't do much as far as our business goes, because the only advantage we have is our service. You don't get that on the internet, from this kind. If you're going to buy a tie on the internet, then you're going to buy a tie on the internet. You're not going to have anybody to match it up. You're not going to have that interaction. So us as small town retailers, we want to believe that it's that it's going to cycle back around and to where people want that interaction. I don't truly believe that. I think it's just going to go further and further and further into just purchases and less conversation, less interaction, and all that. But whatever. But we're still going to do it. That's what we do, and it's all about when people come in, they want to get something. We'll match it up for them. We alter it. We just have to provide as much service as we can, and that is all built into the price, and it's hopefully it adds a little bit more value than the $20 they save on the internet, or whatever. But that is that's what we have to cling to. So we better be good at it. If we're going to try to provide that service, then you better work on it and try to be good at it, and really be nice and treat them right. It's corny. I know it sounds so corny, and it's just that simple. It's just that there's no agenda. Just when they come in, look, we have a couch in the middle of our store. Guys come in all the time, and we visit with them. We've had guys come in and sit and visit for 20 or 30 minutes, and they say, all right, well, sell me something. So then we go to business, and we start showing them stuff. But if you cannot be a pushy salesman, I think that's probably intuitive to any sales meeting you'll ever have is to, I don't want to say not be aggressive, but you can't have it both ways. You can either be aggressive or not, but as long as you focus on fulfilling needs or desires or wants, then I think you're going to be fine.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. You're hitting some great points on that. In particular, that it's the experience that people come back for, and it's really just listening and understanding their needs. But again, Jerry, I really do appreciate your time today. You've given us some great insight to why you guys are well known for your customer service and the experience that you go there. And the reason why I'll continue to come back is because the way I'm treated every time I'm there. So I want to say thank you very much for taking your time today to chat with us and give us some insight into how you guys do it. And I really appreciate it. I'll be seeing you soon. Take care.
You're welcome, Dan. Anytime. Whatever I can do for you, I will. Thank you.
I appreciate it.
Okay.
Take care.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.